I don't know how many times the leader of ISIS declared dead, but here we go again. The United States says American special forces killed Baghdadi in Idlib and buried him by throwing his dead body in the ocean. Anyways, let's address the timing of the declaration. It comes at the crucial period when the US President Donald Trump declared the partial withdrawal from Syria, in exception for the oil and gas fields. I mean, of course, American soldiers serve for oil and die for oil. I'm not saying the US needs that oil for consumption, but if we really understand the business mindset of Trump, I think we could come to a conclusion that Trump wants to finance the US presence in Syria through selling the Syrian oil and also depriving Syria of the revenues of its own oil. So Trump is hitting basically two birds with one stone. And let's not forget the Israeli role in this regard. Tel Aviv has or enjoys good relations with the Kurdish militias, and it also wants to keep Syria in a weaker position. The alleged death of Baghdadi in this particular time by the US also indicates that Trump wants to achieve internal goals. For example, Trump will now say, look, we killed Baghdadi and we don't have to keep big forces in Syria, let others deal with the problem. And secondly, he wants to score political points before the upcoming elections in 2020. Do you remember when Obama declared the death of Osama bin Laden? It was also 1 year before the elections of 2012, and now Trump is copying his predecessor.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
Last night, the United States brought the world's #1 terrorist leader to justice. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He was the founder and leader of ISIS, the most ruthless and violent terror organization anywhere in the world. The United States has been searching for Baghdadi for many years. Capturing or killing Baghdadi has been the top national security priority of my administration. U.S. Special Operations Forces executed a dangerous and daring nighttime raid in northwestern Syria and accomplished their mission in grand style.
There is another point of vital importance, which is how did Baghdadi reach to Idlib? Unfortunately, we don't know the right answer, but we know for sure that Idlib is under the control of Turkish-backed terrorists. In this regard, Syrian reports indicate that Baghdadi could have been protected by the harassed Din group, or what is called in English, the Guardian of the Religion, whose relationship is tense with Al-Nusra Front, the strongest terror group in Idlib. This argument actually makes sense because Al-Nusra and ISIS are not in good terms, and the Guardian of the Religion is more friendly to ISIS. Anyways, whether Baghdadi is dead or he is living, maybe somewhere in Hawaii, it doesn't really matter. What truly matters is the prevention of re-emergence of ISIS under new leadership or a new brand. Because the majority of hardcore jihadists of ISIS are still in the presence of the Kurdish militias, and the latter is blackmailing the Americans and using this card to practice pressure on the US to stay in Syria, saying, if you leave, we won't be able to guard the prisons anymore. Additionally, a significant number of children between the ages of 14 and 18 who were indoctrinated by ISIS live in camps in the eastern shores of the Euphrates. Their home countries, especially in Europe, refuse to take them back. These children could turn soon into fighters if the problem isn't solved between the regional and global players. Now, what do you think about the death of Baghdadi? Do you think his alleged death will help the re-election of Trump? Syriana Analysis is an independent news and analysis platform. Please don't hesitate to support the channel through Patreon, an online sponsorship platform that enables me to create more content to you. Link in the description below.